If you're familiar with lists in Python, then you already know they're a handy way to store data. But they're slow. And there are times where you don't need to make something that stores a variety of different data types. Luckily, Numpy offers a better alternative for these situations. They're called arrays. First things first, go to the terminal in VS Code and type pip install numpy to install the Numpy library. To access the Numpy library, at the top of your code, write import numpy as np. Now you're ready. You can make an array just like you'd make a variable. Write the name, set it equal to np.array. In the brackets of a function, pass a list of integers and you've got yourself an array. The great thing about arrays, especially arrays of numbers, is that you can perform mathematical operations on them. For example, take a look at the array x and the list y. If I were to print y times 5, it would print the list 5 times. But if I were to print x times 5, it would multiply each element of the array by 5 and print that out. If I printed x plus 1, it would add 1 to each element of the array. Now, if I turned y into an array and printed x times y, it would multiply the array elements and print those out. Now, if you have an array with arrays inside it, that's called a multi-dimensional array. These arrays can represent rows and columns. Here's an example table I made, and here's that same table but represented as a multi-dimensional array. You can access a specific entry using list indexing. Just type the array name, then in square brackets, type 0 for the first item, 1 for the second item, and so on. If you want a specific item from a two-dimensional array, you can use 2 sets of square brackets. The first set of square brackets will find the index of the array you want. Then the second set of square brackets will let you access the specific item in that array. Just like with regular list indexing, typing -1 will get you the last item, typing -2 will get you the second last item, and so on. Now everything I showed you in this video can be accomplished with lists as well. You would need to write a lot of for loops and maybe make entire functions to achieve those tasks. The downside of this is that there's more code that you will have to write and debug. Also, those functions you build may not be as flexible. Sure, you can make something to multiply 2 lists. But what if you suddenly realize you need to multiply 3 lists? 4 lists? 10 lists? You will have to find a way to update the function depending on how many lists you're trying to use. Instead of going through all of that hassle, you could just import Numpy and multiply the arrays together in a single print statement. In addition to that, if you had to work with lists of 50, 60, or even 100 items, it would be better to use Numpy arrays because an array of 100 items takes less space than a list of 100 items. That's the reason Numpy was built. It allows people to perform all of these operations on large amounts of information while using less space, taking less time, and letting you focus on building your final product and not wasting time on building the tools you need to build your final product. I'll leave some links to other Numpy tutorials if you want to experiment on your own. That's all for now, everyone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video if you found it useful. Feel free to leave feedback in the comments and have a wonderful day, everyone.